is you can't start getting nervous about what it's going to be. It's going to be like 3 weeks from now. You don't need to worry about it right now.
Okay, I was going to say something, though.
Okay, go ahead. What is it?
Okay, so, hi, my name is Sam, and welcome to the show that is about characters that are on the side, and they do questing.
There's so much build up to this, and let me just say, you knocked it right out of the park. Right out of the park, you just knocked that. I had two different plans for potential openers, and oh boy, that one just like it. Anyway, my name is Ty. Hey everybody. Like Sam said, this is Sam, and now this is me, Ty, and we're gonna be taking you guys on a little adventure. You excited?
Are you gonna edit in audience saying yes, we're excited, or clapping?
Yeah, you know what? I'll put in some clapping. Oh boy, Ty, let's hope that finding that audience clapping sound is easy, because otherwise I'm gonna be real mad at myself for saying I'm gonna do that. Anyway, yeah, I'll put in a little audience clapping. Oh man, you guys are the best. You guys are so lovely. Calm down, everybody.
Great
audience. Oh boy. Oh, anyway, do you have, it has been a ridiculously long amount of time since we last recorded. As everybody, I'm sure, is aware and experiencing, hey, pandemic, all that life. Yeah, that's kind of thrown things for a loop for us. Last time we recorded, Sam, do you remember when that was?
Probably 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a month and a half to 2 months ago. It was in May. It's July right now for listeners. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We've been busy, sort of.
We've been busy. So, do you need any update about what was going on? You have any questions or?
So I think I remember, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Leslie had arrived at the tower, which is where Dr. Tucker?
Professor Tucker.
Professor. Well, if he got a PhD, then he can be doctor. So, Dr.
I don't know what the academic situation in this world is.
Whatever, Dr. Tucker. Give him the respect he's due.
Mm-hmm, fair.
I had dropped off my flying bike and Feather, and so they're safe. So Feather is safe, because the reason why it's important that Feather is safe is because I followed some smokish stuff that I saw off in the woodsish field to the left or the right of the tower. I'm not sure. I'm not good at directions. And I saw somebody who is very tall and covered in blood by a fire. And I don't know yet if that person has seen me, but I have definitely seen them. And this could be messy.
Yes, accurate. All of that is correct. I'm not going to add anything else to it, because for the listeners, it has only been 2 weeks, unlike us. All right, are you ready to hop in?
Yeah.
All right. You see a tall woman wearing unusual rough clothing. Her green skin is illuminated by a shifting light coming from the campfire between you two. She looks powerful and threatening, not least because she is covered in dried blood, but also because she has a long, stained blade at her side. A skinned goat is roasting over the fire. She looks straight into your eyes.
What is your name?
Okay, so how far away is she from me?
I would say about 30 feet.
Okay.
So like far enough away that...
So she like shouted.
She has said this like not shouting, but like kind of under her breath, but still very loud, if that makes sense. Like growly.
Because if she's 30 feet away and we are like outside, then her voice might like diffuse into the air, you know what I mean? So like she'd have to be loud, I think.
Yeah, she's loud. Her voice carries, but she doesn't sound like she doesn't look like she was shouting really. But I suppose, yeah, she has a loud voice.
Okay, so I am going to ask a question, which probably is going to be, oh, Sam, you need to roll a dice for this. So I
Okay.
will be prepared to roll a dice.
Okay.
So my thinking is, because recently I was listening to the Wicked soundtrack, I have Alphaba in my head. And so you said green
Okay.
skin,
Yes.
which is, I'm assuming, unusual?
Roll me a. So you're just thinking about like green skin in the history of this world. Roll me a
like
history check.
would I know? Yeah, like would I know what like group of people? Like, is this normal? Is this a group of people? Or
I will tell you. Without rolling anything, you know this is unusual. If you want to know more, you can roll a history check.
Okay, I do want to know if I know more, because remember, Leslie reads a lot, so she
Yes.
might know shit about shit. Also, are we allowed to say shit?
Yes.
Okay, shush, I've got to roll.
Okay. Roll that. Roll them.
Shush.
Them bones. Shh. Audience, be quiet.
14.
With a 14, you know that basically what I said before. People with green skin, that is not a normal thing.
Okay, I get that it's unusual, but is it like unusual, like I've never seen this before, this is the first time, I should be very concerned? Or is it, I know that this is a thing that exists, but it's very rare?
Gotcha. So you know that green skin is incredibly unusual. Like, you have never ever seen a humanoid creature with green skin, save maybe you've met a dragonborn before, or goblins. Goblins have green skin, but this person is tall. She is very tall, and so that is very unusual for her, for somebody of her size. The only thing that like this maybe makes some, rings a bell in your mind is, so there are stories of like orcs, but you would probably assume that those weren't real. Like, it's not like, if they were real, there have not been any orcs for hundreds of years.
Hey Ty.
Yeah.
What's an orc?
Okay, so you know how halflings are to humans and gnomes are to elves?
I did not know that, but sure.
Well, goblins are to orcs. So basically, it is a very tall humanoid person, usually very muscular, usually green or gray skin tone, and that's most of what you would know about them.
I feel like I would think that they were real, because if I live in a world that has elves and goblins and all this other stuff, I feel like I would be like,
if you heard of them, that you'd probably be like,
yeah, I would think that they're
yeah.
real. I mean, I don't know if I would think that they were like real now. I might think that maybe like, I don't know, they died out or something horrible, some like genocide happened or something like that. I don't know, but
You definitely know that there are no that they are not a big part of the population. You've been living in the most diverse city in the world for a few years, and you've never heard any inkling of one. So that's sort of like the rarity level we're talking.
But did I ever read about it in a book?
With a 14, I will say not any more information than what I've said already.
Rude.
So rude. You see them take that long stained blade and stick
Wait, I
the
haven't
point.
said anything yet.
Okay. They're not doing anything yet. They're just gonna say something. They were just gonna say something to you.
Yeah, but they already asked me a question.
Okay.
This is all happening very quick in my mind.
And in just a moment, in the briefest flash.
Right. Because Leslie doesn't want to Leslie doesn't want to be rude. See, if it was me, Sam, I might be very, very scared and nervous. Leslie is probably also scared and nervous because she's not dumb, but at the same time, she also cares about other people and doesn't want to seem like she's staring at this person or being rude to this person because she doesn't know what happens. Giving people the benefit of the doubt, it could be the crusted blood could be a fashion statement, or
I mean, maybe.
Or there is an animal on the spit. Maybe she really struggled killing her dinner. It's hard.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do? You gonna say something to somebody?
I will say something. I have to remember my my voice.
Oh boy, it's been so long.
Hello, Governor.
That is not what it was.
You don't know that. It could totally be this voice. Prim and proper.
If that's what you want to do, then... is that what you're going to do?
May I have a word?
Is that what you're going to do? Okay, just tell me right now. Is that what you're going to do? Because I'll roll with it if that's what you're going to do.
No.
Okay.
I just...
Okay.
I'm joking around. Jeez. I think it was more southern is what I landed on.
Yes.
Which fits with your world. Oh, well, my name is Leslie. It's nice to meet you. What is your name? Sir, ma'am. Yes, what is your name?
Leslie.
She kind of tilts her head as she says your name.
Also, as I say my name, I kind of have my like hands on my hips a little bit, and I'm kind of like swaying, all like dandy.
Okay.
Kind of in a like a this is my nervous energy is like I'm gonna sway, but I'm gonna have my hands on my hips so you can see my hands because I'm not being threatening. At least I'm trying not to be.
Gotcha.
Leslie.
She looks like she's kind of rolling the word Leslie, which she's repeating to herself, some at first loud, but then it kind of quiets a little bit. And it looks like she's like rolling something around in her mouth, like she's tasting the word almost.
That's not ominous.
Leslie.
And then she shakes her head, and you see her grip tighten on the blade, and she starts to step forward towards you, slowly walking forwards.
That's not it. That's not it.
I don't exactly know what you mean. My name is Leslie, and right now I've forgotten my last name, but I have a last name.
I wrote it down. I'll find it later.
Okay, cool. But that is my name. I don't have a birth certificate on me or anything, but I know actually up the way, Dr. Tucker, who lives in the tower up there, he could totally vouch for Leslie being my name.
Tucker.
She pauses, maybe 10 feet in front of you, having closed the gap pretty quickly, as you were panic talking, and she rolls...
Tucker.
She rolls that around in her mouth, again, the same way she did with yours. And then you see a slight pull of her lips, and she smiles.
Good, you know him. He's known around here. People know him as a person. So.
Tucker. That can be my name now.
And then she is going to take her sword and strike at you.
What? That is so rude.
It's very rude.
Oh my god. You didn't tell me I was gonna have to fight?
You knew it was coming eventually.
But not like a person. I don't have my flying bike. You made me lock it up.
Does a 21 hit? Yes, almost certainly.
Wait, where do I find my hit points? Oh, it's my armor class?
It's your armor class, yes.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah. That is going to be... Oh, not that bad. 5 slashing damage. She swipes out at you with this blade and then crashes it down on towards you. But she hits you with the flat side of the blade and bounces it against your shoulder. And now it is your turn.
I immediately start screaming.
Do you... like in pain or in fear or what? What is happening here?
I don't know, just like knee-jerk reaction, but I'm just
That's
screaming.
Fair. I mean, that's fair. That is very fair. What do you do? Do you do anything else? Do you run? Do you attack back?
I think I have, like, in my pocket, I'm just, like, screaming, and I have that, like, glove thing.
Yeah.
I don't really know what it does, but I kind of, like, put it on and kind of, like, stick it out to, like, cover my face.
Oh, nice.
Does it do anything?
Yes.
Also, Leslie has, like, remember, Leslie doesn't really know what it does either, but she's just, like, freaking out. Knee-jerk reaction.
Okay, so there's 2 things that you might use here. One of them is defensive and one of them is offensive.
Defensive.
The defensive one? Okay. So you raise your hand and instinctually, like as you've pulled this glove over your hand, you instinctually activate a spell that is embroidered into the white cloth with various arithmetic symbols. As you raise your hand up, a glowing field of force energy covers your body, providing a shield over you. Until the start of your next turn, you've gained a +5 to your AC. Does that maybe get you to 21?
No.
Ah, dang.
No, I did this after she hit me.
Oh, okay, so this is on your turn you are doing this. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it'll work on the next, so if she attacks you again, it'll work again. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you have that shield over you. That is a reaction. And I'm still screaming. You're still screaming. That is a reaction to use that. So if you want to do anything else with your action, you can.
The screaming.
Okay, fair. So she is going to, as you scream and are covered in this, what does the magical force field look like? Like what color is it? Like what is it just like a translucent shield, or does it have like symbols baked into it? What does it look like?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of shimmery, like kind of almost like a giant contacts lens, kind of just like concave like that. And it does have like different, and the symbols are actually like equations.
Okay.
And as I'm like screaming, I'm kind of looking at it, and then I kind of get distracted and I kind of stop screaming, and I'm kind of just like looking at the symbols, and I kind of like don't pay attention to her anymore because I'm just like, what? I've never seen equations used this way before. And yeah, so I'm distracted by that.
Nice. So as you are looking at this thing, Tucker the orc takes their sword and also is a little taken aback for a moment by this shield, then looks at you and like smiles a little bit, and then tries to slam their sword through the shield.
I see them about to do that, and I say, whoa, wait. I need to write these down first. And I try to grab my notebook. Do I need to do like a persuasion or something to get them to like not hit it?
I think that they are going to follow through with this swing because you're trying to interrupt them in the middle of the thing, but maybe on your next turn you can try to get them to hold off again if they don't manage to break through.
Okay.
Oh, actually, 14?
That does not hit.
Does it not hit thanks to the shield, or would you have
Thanks to the
succeeded?
shield.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, it bounces off of the shield and following that sort of concave contact lens shape, sort of grinds off and then slams against the ground. And at that point, she smiles at you again. What do you do on your turn?
I start to write down the equations.
Do you really? Oh, I love that. Okay, roll me a I don't know, like a sleight of hand or arcana maybe,
or maybe like charisma, because I'm kind of trying to like, I'm not trying to do this, but like maybe I'm trying to like charm her with my like weird oddity of like just being a little bit of a goofball. I don't know.
I will say you can roll me either arcana or sleight of hand, and if it does well enough for you to succeed in like writing this stuff down, then I'll also like,
okay,
I'll let you use your do some sort of charisma check.
I'll do arcana.
We're really bending how the D&D rules work, but that's okay.
I know.
I don't mind.
You knew I would though.
Oh, I knew you would.
Okie dokie. Ooh, that's a 19.
And so was that arcana or is that sleight?
Arcana.
Okay, so you managed to, like, looking over these, you've, like, get, with maybe some shorthand, like, write down really quickly.
I know how to write equations down.
Yeah. You pop out your, well, you tell me what this looks like.
I feel like it's gonna be a mix of like geometry and then maybe some like, because I'm in the very regression mindset, maybe some like, regression type language, like some and structural equation modeling type stuff. I don't know. Why not throw that in there? Some like betas and some mu's and some gammas and, all them Greek letters.
Okay. I meant more of like, tell me what it looks like you doing the act of this, not what the actual thing you write down. Yeah.
I'm like writing it down because I still kind of have my hand up, I guess.
So you have like, that's very good.
But Leslie is ambidextrous, I've decided, because I feel like she
Gotcha.
would have taken the time to learn to write with both hands, just so that way she could even like multitask with like taking notes on one sheet and notes on another sheet. So I feel like she would.
I really like this image of you just like holding up your left hand to hold up the shield, and then you're just like, wait, let me just get this real quick. Is that all you're gonna do with your turn?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of...
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
As you are doing that, you see Tucker sort of raising their sword up for a third strike, but right as they're doing that, you hear three different like sound of things striking the ground, and looking around Tucker's feet, you see these three little daggers, these three throwing knives, sticking into the ground, sticking into their feet, and tripping them up, catching her right in the middle of her strike. It's just enough to interrupt the attack that she was about to deliver to you. And it is your turn again if you want to do something.
Okay, I'm Leslie's confused.
Okay, at this point your shield has dissipated, by the way, because that's a temporary thing.
Okay, so maybe I kind of like get up and like look around, and I want to get away at this point. But I also don't want to run into someone who's throwing daggers and could also kill me. So I think I'm kind of like looking around to see if there's a safe direction for me to run.
So as you are looking around, you turn and you see a tall figure kind of coming from around the lighthouse. They're roughly 6 feet tall, slender, and you notice that just like Tucker, this person has green skin, but unlike Tucker, it is scaly.
Are they dragonborn?
They are a dragonborn.
Ooh, is it not on what's his face?
It is a single figure, and they are rushing forward. You see them holding some more throwing knives in their hands and keeping their eyes directly at this figure. And they run up beside you, and they say, hello, my friend. I just happened to stumble upon you.
I knew it. I said it was not or Aver.
Yeah. Hello, my friend. I'm sorry. I oversaw this dreadful attack. Are you all right? And they are sort of trying to stand between you and Tucker.
It's I'm all right, I think, for now. What's going on?
I have no idea who this figure is. You get out of here, get to safety. I will take care of them. I'll dispatch them very quickly.
Are you gonna kill him?
They have a look on their face of like, roll me an insight check real quick.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm gonna do a versus charisma, or versus deception.
15.
They rolled an 8. No, of course not. I would never hurt a fly. You can tell that you don't know for sure that they were going to kill this person, but they definitely don't have any qualms about it.
Let me think.
This is a very confusing situation that I put you in, huh?
You have.
Yeah.
'Cause yeah. Well, I'm thinking that maybe I should get like Dr. Tucker involved. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll say, and this is being too trusting, but I feel like I wouldn't be trusting, but like Leslie would be. So, okay, great. How about you stay here with this Tucker, and I'm gonna go find my Dr. Tucker, and I'll bring him back, and he'll know what to do. I'm sure of it. Just hang tight. I'll be right back. And I run away to go get Dr. Tucker.
Sure. And he gives you sort of a nod and smiles. And as you go away, I don't know what Tucker says, but it sounds some sort of unpleasant sound as you run to the lighthouse.
Was the unpleasant sound of them dying?
No. It's not. It's more of a unpleasant sound just in general, not like a death cry.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So I run up to the tower and I'm like banging on the door. I'm like, Dr. Tucker, come quick! I'm just shouting.
So I think when you start slamming on the door, so you this is a tall stone tower. And I have a bunch of narration for like what it looks like, but I feel like this is not the time.
Yes, not the time. I'm not paying attention. I'm just banging on a door.
Yeah, you're just banging on doors. Hello, and welcome to Side Trivia Quest, a special sponsored segment brought to you by Flying Crow Coffee. Flying Crow Coffee, super fresh coffees, roasted in tiny batches? Today we're joined by friend of the show and longtime friend of myself, Eli. Say hi, Eli.
Hey, Ty.
Are you ready for your... how many questions have there been? Are you ready
This
for
is the fourth.
Yes, are you ready for your fourth question, Eli?
Probably not.
Great. Question number 4. There's only been one time where I, the DM, has prepared a story arc and then had to cancel it because the player became unavailable. What was the character concept for the player character? This is a real trivia question, so I will give you real multiple choice. A goblin artificer with a heart of gold. B, a corgi paladin. C, Eli, Queen of the Raccoons. Or D, an agent of a corrupt government.
Okay. If it's Eli, Queen of the Raccoons, then that would be insanely awesome, and I wish it would be that. I'm pretty sure a Corgi Paladin was a character you made once and died immediately. So it's either A or D. I'm gonna say Goblin Artificer with a heart of gold.
Is that your final answer?
Yes!
Oh, I'm sorry. It's agent of a corrupt government. Agent of corrupt government is what we were looking for. Well, that was fun. Thanks again to Flying Crow Coffee. Make sure to use the discount code SCQ10 at checkout to let them know we sent you, and to get 10% off a single order or off your first subscription order. Find them at flyingcrowcoffee.com. It'll be in the show notes. Back to the show. I completely forgot about that. There is a sort of a stone building that is attached to the lighthouse that has an entrance, and as you knock on the door for it, it swings open and you enter into a foyer. There's sort of once again, I don't think it's time for the narration that I had planned, so you just rush into this foyer, rush into this space, and there's a bunch of like cushy chairs next to you. It's fairly small, and you can see a door leading deeper inside, back to presumably where Tucker is working, and there is a small creature that is curled up on a stool right in front of the door.
Is it furry?
It is furry. It's covered with these brown and yellow furs.
Is it a kitty?
As you approach this creature, which is curled into a ball,
It's a cat.
It lazily raises its long neck, and you can see it has 2 little prong antlers. I'm holding up my hands, but you can't see me because we don't have a webcam. 2 little prong antlers on the top of its head, and it looks at you with these very small but like distinctly knowing eyes. And as it speaks to you, it has like, its voice has a kind of weird ethereal quality, and it starts to say,
I had a cat like that once.
yeah, it starts to say,
If you wish to open this door, you must do for me one chore. Solve my riddle with your head, and you may have one night's bed.
We do not have time for this. There is somebody out there trying to kill people, and then another person who's trying to kill another person. I need to get Dr. Tucker immediately.
There's ruffians about? Oh no.
You see this creature, which was curled up into a ball, like stand up, and it's just like has these really like weird proportions, but it looks at you very panicked like, and then looks back down the hallway. And says, "One moment, please. I'll get the professor right away." And you see its body kind of like become strangely like liquid almost, as it just sort of pours off of the stool and like down in a way faster than you would think would be possible for something its size. And it just sort of disappears down the hallway. Yes.
Do I know what this type of creature is? Have I seen it before, or have I read about it? Do you want me to do a history check?
Yeah, do a history check.
And again, this is all happening very quickly in my brain.
Yes, I'm imagining this happening very, very suddenly. I've cut out so much narration, fellas.
24.
24.
Give me that knowledge, please.
So interacting with this creature, just like looking at this creature. First of all, exactly what type of animal it is supposed to be, you cannot tell. Like it is clearly like unrecognizable. It looks like it's maybe supposed to be normally much bigger than this thing appeared to be, but the way that it is speaking to you, the way that the knowledge behind its eyes, the strange way that it like left, where it just sort of became not literally liquid, but it moved with this fluid nature, all point to this being some sort of familiar, which is basically a spirit,
like feather.
That is, I mean, maybe
like feather,
but maybe. Basically, a familiar is you know from your research is basically a spirit or that has taken the form of usually the form of an animal and has allied itself with some sort of longtime practitioner of the arcane. And so, presumably, this is Tucker's familiar.
Right, and then feather is mine.
Of course. So as you are, do you just like? I assume you're just waiting for him to come back.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna be a snoop.
Cool. As you are waiting for them to come back, you hear like way back, kind of quiet off in the background. You hear some like conversation. Just some like quiet words that are not really noticeable, and then it gets like louder and there's some shouting, and then you hear a door slam down the hall, and then the door in front of you bursts open. The chair that was sitting in front of it gets thrown to the side. What is going on? I need to show me. Come. Where? What is happening? Jad just gave me a brief. Show me. What is going on? You said that there's some people fighting outside?
Yes, there is. Come quick. And I grab their hand and then I like run with them out the door to the field.
Okay. They follow out after you. You guys like run past the goat pens, and as you do, Professor Tucker sees the fireplace where there's like a skinned goat, and he's like, "Oh man, oh god, what are my prized goats?" Then his view shifts, and he sees Tucker and Not, and they are locked in combat right now. Let me roll a couple of dice real quick just to see how well they're holding up against one another.
Meanwhile, Leslie is very upset that he's fighting.
Yes, this first one is Not did very well, a 19, and then this next one is Tucker. Tucker did really poorly, a 7. Tucker has been doing very badly. So not much time has passed. Like maybe this has been all the matter of like a minute. But in the time that you guys have left, you come upon a scene where Not has a pretty gnarly gash on one of his arms. Meanwhile, Tucker is all tied up. You see a dagger, one of those same throwing daggers from before, stuck in the back of her shoulder. And you also see that she has just gotten basically like lassoed by various like cords, I guess. I don't know. Nod has really just like managed to turn the tide for her. And you get the feeling that if you gave this another 2 or 3 minutes, Nod would have ended this battle.
Okay, so I'm kind of just like shocked and I'm like, stop, don't hurt them. We have to do something. And maybe I like run up and like take the dagger out of the person's shoulder.
As you run up and
I can do a medicine check if you'd like.
Yeah, I think
or are you gonna just let me do it?
I'm gonna ask that you roll me just a general charisma check to both see how well you get not to just like follow your lead, and also how well you convince Tucker that you are on their side in this moment.
16.
Yeah, they both like as you approach, Not looks at you and looks at the situation, looks over at Professor Tucker and nods. I can see that you have things quite well under control around here. And then he looks over at Professor Tucker and he says, please make sure that this one does not get into any more trouble. She's an important asset. And then you see him just sort of turn and walk away.
And I say, wait, what's your name?
Hello, friend. He turns back and does this super over-the-top big bow with this really ostentatious flourish. Says,
ew, gross. I mean, yeah. Sam says, ew, gross.
Yeah. My name, my friend, is not important. What is important?
Wow, Ty.
I came up with that on the spot.
Ty. Oh my god, Ty, no, Ty. No, Ty.
What is important is that you continue to do your part to make this world a better place. Farewell. And he turns and walks away. Unless you were going to stop him.
No.
Okay. Meanwhile, Tucker looks at the two of you and is like all bound up still, and sees you like pull this knife out of their back. Roll me that medicine check.
Okay. Let me see if I have any spells first that are medicine-y, because I haven't done any of my own spellcasting. No, I guess I just do regular medicine check. I'm sure I've read books.
Yes.
Okay, that is a 16.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly how medicine check works as far as like doing health points and whatever, but I will say that at the very least you can remove this knife safely and patch up any of the wound, considering you have you're not in the middle of combat and Tucker is allowing this, is not fighting back against you. So you start to patch up this wound for them. And yeah, they're calm, and they look, as you were doing that, they look at you and they say,
You're a strange one.
My grandma tells me that all the time.
Well, sorry for striking at you earlier, but
She has a look on her face that is kind of confused.
Where are we?
We're in Mount Rena.
Excuse me, this is all well and good, but do you happen to have any like money or anything you pay for this goat that you just killed of mine?
Dr. Tucker, now is not the time. Can't you see she must be starving? She's confused. She doesn't know where she is. Can't we show a little kindness?
I mean, I would be a little bit more, she didn't show a lot of kindness to the goat is all I'm saying. But I get your point, though. Okay, that's perfectly reasonable, perfectly fine. Oh my God, what have we done? Okay, he goes up to Tucker and starts cutting the binds that are on her legs right now that are sort of holding her in place, and releases her. as he does that, there's a moment you could sort of see Tucker sort of tense up as he approaches with the little pocket knife, and you see her flick her legs, just sort of make sure that she can move at full mobility as he does that. But
Can I
she
tell you
otherwise,
what I'm thinking?
yeah.
Okay, so as this is happening, Leslie is trying to like understand this person, and I think that Leslie is like, she's a people person, and I think she's very naive for the most part, and I think she definitely does assume the best of people, but I do think that she has particular skills in understanding the misunderstood. I think that that's where her like ability to think about people is at its best. Because I think she assumes that people are good inside, and so she looks for that in people. And I think with this person, she is seeing the way that they're responding, and the fact that they seem confused, and the fact that they seemed like tense. That when Dr. Tucker approached, she's thinking, and if you want me to roll for this or something, but I think that she's thinking that maybe something like horrible has happened to this person, and maybe this person has experienced some type of trauma. And so she's kind of drawing on that to kind of feel empathy for this person who seems really scary. But Leslie knows that, looks can be deceiving.
I'm not going to have you roll for that, because I feel like that's all stuff that you reasonably could have put together from this, and I don't see what better of a read of the situation you could have gotten by rolling. Maybe if you want to like ask any other questions, but like I feel like it's a good headspace to be in right now.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to know if I'm reading it right, if Leslie's reading it right.
I appreciate I think that you're in a good headspace right there, and so I'm not going to have you roll for anything with that. What do you do with that perception, that insight?
So I think that, I think this is just to explain like how Leslie is approaching this person, and that she's kind of drawing on this insight to feel empathy for this person that, she was legitimately terrified of a little bit.
Reasonably terrified of.
A little while ago. Reasonably terrified of. So I think that's to say, I guess I just want to make it clear that like Leslie is not being like stupid. Like her kindness is not from stupidity, but her kindness is from a deeper empathy that she has. I don't know if she's like instinctually has this empathy, or if she's had to teach this to herself over time, but like I just want to like put out kind of my reasoning behind the character and what's happening right now, which is, again, like it's not her just being so optimistic to the point of being dumb, but like her actually digging deep and finding empathy for other people, because at the end of the day, I think this is something that Leslie really values as a skill, is for all of us to kind of step back and feel empathy for people who we don't understand or we don't know, because at the end of the day, we probably have more in common than we have different. And I think that's just how Leslie approaches the world.
I really appreciate that insight into the character. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What does that lead you to do next? Are you going to say something to her? Are you going to do something in this moment? Or...
Well, I don't know if we need to like script it unless you want to. But
I'm asking you to tell me what is happening next. Not like scripting it. Like, do it.
Okay. Cool. So I'm thinking that at this point, Tucker. Kind of trusts Leslie, sees that Dr. Tucker isn't a threat. Dr. Tucker is kind of going along with Leslie for the most part. So I would imagine that I somehow cajole Dr. Tucker into letting Tucker come in to like get a shower and clean up, and then maybe get, some food to eat. Well, I don't want to just like invite Tucker into a place that's not my house that I've never been.
So do you pull Professor Tucker off to the side?
Yeah, I asked pull Professor Tucker off to the side, and I tell him, and I don't know if I want, like, I don't know exactly how I want to say this, but basically say something to the effect of like, this person looks like they really need our help. They seem scared themselves, and they seem really confused, and they can be violent, and it might actually be better for them and for potentially other people they could run into if we kind of take them home, clean them up. They get to be in a safe space. They can have some food. They can rest, and maybe we can help them kind of understand what's going on, and be helpful. And then maybe, because it's nighttime and in the morning, maybe we could get like a doctor or somebody to come and help.
I don't know about that. I mean, I get your point, I guess, but it's. Oh man. Roll me a charisma check, maybe a persuasion check.
Okay, that was a 7.
I think with that, you're going to have to do something, or either do something to, like, sort of take response. Okay, here, let me. I'll do this in character. I don't know, Leslie. It seems like a kind of a dangerous situation. If you could do something to, like, maybe ensure that she'll be on her best behavior, or I don't know, you talk to her and get her opinion on this. If she says that she's gonna be on her best behavior, then I'll let her come in. That's great. I want to help people, but I want her word that she's not gonna go around stabbing me with that big old sword.
Okay.
Covered with, like, rust and blood.
Totally fair. I'll ask her.
Hey.
Okay, and I go over, I'm like, okay, Tucker. Or I just say, Tucker. I probably would say Tucker. I just feel like, Tucker. I have this idea that maybe if you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, you could come back with us to the tower, and we could get you cleaned up, get you some food. But we just want to know if that's if okay with you, and you'd like to do that, if you just promise to not murder us.
Okay, I have a question here. Should I I feel like what you have presented is a very, like, good thing for them, and so they should take it. Should I have them roll an insight to see whether they trust you, or should I have you roll like a charisma or persuasion or something to, convince them to come along?
Well, maybe them, just because I'm not, like, I'm making it like they don't have to take it, the option.
Okay.
Like, I'm not trying to force them to do anything they don't want to do. I just think it'd be a good idea.
They rolled a 17. So I am going to say that they get that you were being totally honest here, and
I could really use some rest.
And she stands up and she picks up the long blade, which had been resting next to her.
But I'm not leaving this.
Fair, totally fair.
And he says she says that looking directly at Professor Tucker. Okay, all right. And yeah, so she walks with you. I guess she probably also grabs the now, like, the non-burned parts of this goat that was roasting over a fire, but probably kind of caught a little bit during the scuffle. Mm-hmm. And so she's chewing on a goat leg as you guys, like, walk up to the tower.
Cool.
So at this point, I guess I will read the narration that you were originally gonna get.
Okay.
All right.
Go for it. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, I will. So you approach a tall stone tower. The top of the structure, Professor Tucker's tower, is made of panes of glass of many colors, and there's an intense beam of light bursting out into the fog and clouds. The light turns and turns in the top of the tower.
Is it like a lighthouse?
It is like a lighthouse. I think I might have said that in past episodes, but it's been forever. And it is so bright that you can easily imagine it providing a guidepost for mountaineers in even the worst of storms and the densest of fogs. You'd probably guess this is what Tucker spotted when they made their way over here, what led them to this location. Walking past the goat pens, Professor Tucker grabs onto the wooden handle of the cast iron door that leads into that same small stone building where you met Jer, Tucker's familiar, earlier. This space, now that you have a little bit more time to pay attention to it. You can tell that it's much younger than the tower itself. And as you walk in, you see lanterns, or a lantern hanging from the ceilings. A lantern hanging from the ceiling. You see a couple of cushy chairs sitting next to the door as you walk in. Across from the small space, you see the stool that Jer had been sitting on earlier that's now just sort of sprawled out into the middle of the room. And you see the little cushion that they were sitting on sitting next to it. Jer is standing in front of that door, fully just like legs out straight, neck up tall, and is looking directly at you guys, a little bristly, a little bit like a cat looking at a dog.
Told you it's a cat.
It's not a cat, though. It's very clearly not a cat.
Yeah, but it's like a cat in spirit, okay? It's a cat. It's a cat.
It's a fair. It looks, to you, Sam, if you were to see it, it would look like a 1 foot tall giraffe.
I'm still seeing a cat in my mind.
That's fair.
Tucker,
Yes.
what? No. Tucker, Professor Tucker, who are your friends here?
Well, this is Leslie, who I told you to be expecting. And this is a new friend who apparently is also named Tucker. That's a little confusing, but okay. By the way, this room is, fairly short. You didn't really notice that at first when you came in, because you're what, like 5'4" or 5, somewhere in that range.
Mm-hmm. Let's say I'm 5'5". I want to give myself some extra inches in this fantasy world.
Okay, so you're 5'5", but Tucker is super tall and is like grazing the top of this room. They're like crouching a little bit. We actually only have 2 bedrooms. We just have the one for me and one for people coming through. So, which I had that prepared for you, but
Oh, I can share with Tucker if Tucker, if you don't mind. And I turn to her.
Sure.
Cool. Oh, Dr. Tucker, I have my friend Feather also outside with my bike. Can I bring Feather in? It's getting awfully cold out.
yeah, sure. Let her on in.
Okay, and I go out and then I quickly come back with a chicken on my shoulder. And I didn't say what Feather was.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, no. Professor Tucker met Heather before, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he probably did.
Yeah. Oh, hello, friend. And Jared just kind of like stares at it with.
Feather stares back knowingly.
All right. Well, I guess I'll show you to your room. And Jared's like,
I had a riddle prepared. Oh no.
no time for that. All right. And he pushes past Jer and opens up into a little hallway. There's sort of a thin hallway that you see 3 doors on the side of the hallway, and then 1 door presumably leading into the lighthouse on the other end. Well, this first room's just like a storeroom. It's just got some food, supplies, and stuff. If you need to dip in, then go ahead. For like eggs, or I guess you got that covered. But anything else like that you need, you can pop into there. That room on the end, that's mine. And then here's your spot. Both of your spot, I guess. And he opens up this very old, like worn wooden door, and into this bedroom that it feels just like it looks super cozy inside. Like it looks like the guest room in like your grandmother's house. Like that's sort of the feel of it. Like just like old and cozy and like well worn and well used. And there's 1 bed because I was only thinking that you'd be by yourself, but there is room next to the bed if somebody wanted to crash on the floor.
Cool.
And I think at this point, as you guys are getting ready to sort of settle in, I think that's the place to stop, because I don't know what's going to be happening next.
Yeah, because I feel like Leslie wouldn't be trying to ask Tucker any questions tonight, because clearly, like, a lot has happened, and, like, she doesn't want to be pushy or mean or scare Tucker off. But I think in the morning, Leslie might try to start to figure out what Tucker's deal is.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, Sam, thank you again for joining me.
No, this is the thing. No, this is what we said. Okay, the end. See, you can cut it right in there.
I'm happy with that being the ending. Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter. Thanks to the Joy Drops for the use of Not Drunk as our intro and outro music. Find them at thejoydrops.com. You can find us at sidecharacterquest.com, at SCQ Podcast on Twitter, or by email at sidecharacterquest@gmail.com.
The Scavengers Network.
Creator-driven,
community-focused,
Treasured content.
Toon Link saw Kirby walking into the kitchen wearing a sleep cap. Kirby, did you steal the microwave? Oh, hello there, gentle listener. I didn't hear you there. You caught me reading the longest written work in the English language, The Subspace Emissary's World's Conquest, a Super Smash Bros. Fan fiction. But let's set that aside for now.
To advertise our podcast. Hi, I'm Beth.
And I'm Max.
And we're the hosts of Fan and Ball, a podcast about fandom, their history and culture,
The people and things they create.
and everything in between.
Listen bi-weekly on Wednesdays on the Scavengers Network, or wherever you find your podcasts.
This can all just be bloop stuff.
Kai's gonna have to edit all of this out, because I'm sure it's very annoying to the ears.
By the way, is this a hen or is this a rooster? I've always pictured a hen.
I don't really think it matters.
Doesn't matter? Okay, that's fair.
Can I have my own opening?
Yeah, I mean, if you have something in mind.
I don't have anything in mind.
Well, do you want to like just go for it, or do you want to come up with something and have it next time?
You mean like ad lib?
Yeah, yes. Yes. Do you want to improv the opening this time, but it'll be your improv?
Well,
or
only Ty, listen.
do you want to plan it?
Listen, no, Ty, listen. No, listen.
Yeah?
The last
Okay,
time,
yeah.
the last time I improv'd was in middle school.
Okay. So you're not going to do that. So you want to come up with it and then have it next time to surprise me with.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do that. I'll forget.
Okay, well, I can remind you if you want.
But you'll forget.
I'll put it in my notes.
Okay.
Sam comes up with one next time. Okay, see, the thing is, you can't start getting nervous about what it's going to be. It's going to be like 3 weeks from now. You don't need to worry about it right now.
And now, live from New York, it's Side Character Quest night. Or whenever you're listening to the podcast, which could be in the morning, I guess.
No, it's most people listen to this on Side Character Night.
Cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fade out. I'm doing hand gestures, even though I don't have my webcam, so you can't see me. But I want you to know that they are happening.
Oh, wait, I have my webcam on, so you can see me, right?
I can, and it's really helpful for me to keep me from getting in my head. So I appreciate you performing for the camera.
I totally forgot that it was on. So.
Oh, well, you seem like you are performing for the camera, but I guess that's because...
At least I didn't start picking my nose or something. That would have been awkward.
That'd be disgusting. I would have just vomited everywhere. Fuck.
Aw, you just did a bad.
I just did a bad.
So prepared you are.
Sorry, I didn't expect you to actually use that.
Well, what's the point of giving us objects if we can't use them?
No, I wanted you to use that. I didn't think that you would.
What do you mean?
Well, remember, like, Alton, Mallory with, I gave Alton that thing at the beginning of the thing, and they never ended up using it.
Well, Leslie is her own person. Do not judge. Oh, wait, we had come up with a sign off. We did last time, and then I
What, did we?
forgot. Yeah.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I thought that we were just, I was just, we did? We came up with one?
Yes.
Well, I'll start editing those episodes soon, so hopefully I'll come across that because I don't remember it at all.
Well, can't you cut it in, like copy the audio from like last time and put it in this time?
I'm not gonna do that.
Why not?
Well, let's do one just in case it turns out I go back to listen to it and I find out that we didn't actually come up with one.
But we did. I know we did.
Okay, but we did. But in the meantime, let's just go ahead.
Everybody, listeners, this is the intro we came up with last time on Side Character Quest. Boom.
You mean an outro?
No. This is the thing. No. This is what we said. Okay, the end. See, you can cut it right in there.
I'm happy with that being the ending.